Okay, welcome back to the channel. We've come to that point in the season where interest in fluking is starting to wane. Pretty obvious from the view count, and this happens every year. Early season motivation is high for both humans and fish. Everyone was hungry after a long winter, then things start to taper off. But the real action is really still ahead of us, and that is particularly true when it comes to hardbait fluking. And so I'm restocking the Dart 79 MDF coffers as we speak. The Rose Shad, Ghost Spearing, and Meadow Snapper are back in rotation. Fluke Candy version 2 Super Glow are all on the website right now. Now the limit is one colorway per customer. This might be the last batch of jerkbaits for 2025, but we'll see. In any case, I start off this morning out front throwing the usual quarter-ounce single jig. Right now I'm using the OG spinner blade attachment, which I generally do out front. I'm using the sleeper rod of the year. That's the Okuma X Series 7.6 medium light, and the reel, this is the new Shimano Exsence 3000 mhg. Now, those of you who watched my Vanquish and Stella review might recall I absolutely shat on the Exsence. Well, this one is different, and I'll explain in just a moment. So yeah, the reel is great, no surprises there, but let's do a quick rundown and provide some context here. Of the made in Japan reels from Shimano, first is the flagship Stella that came out in 2022, followed by the 23 Vanquish, the 24 Twin Power and Twin Power XD, and now the 25 Exsence. These reels all share the same basic platform and suite of technologies first introduced in the 22 Stella FK, with a few notable exceptions that we won't get into here. But of all the Shimano spinning reels, only the Stella boasts a quote full metal body, meaning both the stem side body and side plate is magnesium alloy, until now with the 25 Exsence. Think of the new Exsence as a Stella with a light MGL rotor. That's basically what it is. Now the twin power variants, as well as my favorite reel, the Vanquish, are both metal in the stem side body only. The side plates are both CI4+. Functionally, does this make any difference, especially when it comes to fluking? Not really, but I do like the idea of full metal bodies when it comes to my made in Japan spinning reels, so there's that. And by the way, the previous two generations of Exsence were both metal plus CI4 side plates, and were, in my opinion, rough, odd versions of the Vanquish, hence fully deserving my shade in that previous review video. Okay, that out front bite was cut short by a few phone calls I had to take, but now we're back plumbing some deeper, faster water. Now notice here, no more blade attachment. I'm using the free fall technique, and I'm using the 3/8 ounce tall candy jigs gammy head. Links to everything in the video description as always. Yeah, any current generation Shimano reel can handle this kind of fishing just fine. I say starting with the Ultegra on up. Now, for those of you wondering why I don't recommend Daiwa reels, it's quite simple. In my experience, Mag Seal does not hold up in sandy, saltwater environments. Some get lucky and their certate is good as new after 4 years of hard abuse. Many more turn into coffee grinders in the first season. So once again, this is the free fall jigging method, something I lean on heavily when working deeper, faster water. This and other techniques are fully explained in the single jig virtual lesson. And you'll see me do the same thing when I switch over to the ultralight setup after this next fish. Alright, here I switch over to the ultralight, mainly because I'm bored, which is how many alternative fluking techniques come to be on this channel, through sheer boredom. But in this case, the bite's been getting tougher, I'm covering some shallower water at this point, and the thinking is even another short will put a decent bend in this rod, so why not? The rod is, once again, the Major Craft Days 360 6.6 Ultralight. Amazing little ultralight rod. I hope Major Craft America brings over here. The reel is the Twin Power C2500, PE 0.6 X braid, 7-pound Sunline Sniper leader, and that's a 2.5 gram Kitech mono guard jig head with the guard clipped off, and a 2-inch Magbite shrimp, a JDM rockfish plastic. Feels like a rob. Yeah, that's not a fluke. Yeah, pretty healthy robin, sort of a rare bycatch this year compared to last year. And by the way, if anyone is curious about how these fish do as table fare, I have quite a few catch and cook robin videos on the channel. So I'm going to leave this next part in. This is an attempt at live narration while fishing. Oh, after you jig, just keeps everything nice and compact. And look at this. Holy shit, I'm microfishing, guys. I am microfishing. So yeah, that's why you're listening to a voiceover instead. But that is the type of thing you expect to catch with a 2-inch baby shrimp soft plastic. But with fishing, you really never know. And this next fish is the clickbait scene you guys are waiting to see. I land this tiny shrimp right on this next fish's head. The fuck? The fuck are you? Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, that raise in pitch coincided with my 7-pound leader breaking at the knot. All's well when a fish is suspended in water, but once they're on dry land, it's all dead weight. Now this fish came in super easy as you saw, and I think she just couldn't quite make the connection between this tiny shrimp thing she just ate with this insane kidnapping that's happening to her. These things are just too incongruent to tie together in her pea-sized brain, and so she barely threw a single head shake before she's on the sand, wondering what the hell just happened. In any case, this was my first keeper on the ultralight setup, and it might be some time before I catch a bigger fluke on this class of gear. Okay, thanks for watching, tight lines, and I'll catch you on the next one.